Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Nancy Drew, Lights, Camera, Curses. Let's continue. So, Ida has been kidnapped probably by George. The Molly is trying to get the police called, but the boss above Molly is saying absolutely no police, which that kind of exonerates Molly and puts some suspicion on the boss. Alan, I think his name is. I mean, we desperately need in our journal a scene that just shows us a picture of all the suspects and all the people you interact with, so I could look at it and make sure I remember names. Not that there's that many people in this game, it's just that all the names are kind of weird, and there are several characters that are mentioned with no picture on them. I suppose we could get a twist here, and it could be that George is investigating Ida because she's actually a news reporter and not an actress, but I mean, I don't know how she got the job if she's not an actress, for real. If anything, she's an actress who sometimes also writes stories about herself. Not particularly legal there. Under a pseudonym. There's only one more area in this map.
I shouldn't snoop until all the customers are gone. Luckily, it's almost closing time. In the meantime, I can make smoothies and listen for more gossip.
So here's the worst part of this game, clearly, is the first half of this game was boring. Nothing was happening. And even after the first half, there's still a lot of busy work and ridiculous things that you shouldn't just be focused on right now. We just found out Ida was kidnapped. We think George did it. George has been spying on her and taking pictures. And what are we doing? We're making smoothies. This is ridiculous.
You know Hector, the gazillion-year-old set builder?
What about him?
He says the reason they bulldozed over the first Pharaoh set was because right after Lois Manson died, it got infested with bugs.
Bugs?
Yeah, like beetles and cockroaches and stuff. They were all over the place, in all the walls.
All these smoothies are gross.
Everywhere. So they
So,
buried the whole
these glasses,
I heard the camera
I
operator took one
imagine.
of the grips earlier. He's gone through 3 lenses since we started.
Oh no.
Today. He'll put a new lens on. Everything's fine 1 minute. Next minute.
Oh no, I'm gonna lose.
For absolutely no reason.
You know who scares me? Arthur.
Wrong.
I met him once. I
Ah.
thought he was nice. I mean, how big he is. If you were like standing next to him and there was an earthquake and he fell over, but you fell over first, so that he fell on top of you.
Let's just skip this. Alright, this.
That's the one where you don't eat anything white, rice, bread,
And
potatoes,
then this.
Have you tried it?
And that's double the points, but
I don't know what came over.
I don't even want to do this stupid game. Like, oh my goodness. Just pause this for a second. I don't care about making smoothies. This is such an insult to video game making. It's rather infuriating.
Had cowboys in England.
I'm just gonna let it break. Let's just see what happens. And if I have to restart, like, sure, I'm not gonna get any points, and maybe I won't get the secret ending, but see, and that would be infuriating on a whole different level. Yeah, it just says try again.
I heard the camera
Alright,
operator
1,
talking to
2,
one of the
3,
grips
4.
earlier. He's
1,
gone
2,
through
3,
3
4.
lenses since we started shooting on
1,
stage
2,
A. He'll put a
and
new
1,
lens
2,
on. Everything's fine 1 minute.
and
Next
1,
minute, cracked. For absolutely
3,
no
4.
reason. You know
And then-
Hector, the gazillion-year-old set builder?
What about him?
He says the reason they bulldozed over the first Pharaoh set was because right after Lois Manson died, it got infested
Screwed that up.
Bugs?
yeah, like beetles and cockroaches and stuff. They were all over the place, in all the walls, the lights, props.
And it would be really
everywhere.
easy
So
to
they buried
misclick
the whole
here.
kit and caboodle. You tried the whiteout diet yet?
Which one is that?
That's the one where you don't eat anything white. Rice, bread, potatoes, pasta, ice cream.
Have you tried it?
Give up ice cream? Are you mental? I didn't know they had cowboys in England.
And since some of these glasses are wider than others,
Was the guy who wrote the first Pharaoh
that
movie who offed Lois Manson. The way she
you can.
Seen Ida lately?
Nope.
She's rendezvousing with someone down at the docks.
The docks?
You know,
Interesting.
You go the back way through the Main Street attraction.
Oh yeah, where the Nile Princess is tied up. Who's Ida rendezvousing with?
Look around. Who else don't you see in here?
George Jackson?
Bingo.
So that's where Ida went. I didn't know there were any docks around here. I wonder how you get to that back entrance. I'll have to figure that out as soon as I'm done snooping in here.
Done. You haven't even started snooping in here. That was utterly infuriating, and we should be right in the action having fun. We shouldn't be frustrated by stupid mini games. Let's see, that and that puts the smoothie machine back together, but I swear to God, if they make me do the smoothie mini game a second time, I may just rage quit right here. I've already kind of given up on the idea of playing any more of these Dossier games. This just leaves such a bad taste in the mouth that, yeah, there's no reason I can think of you would want to do that. Go through more of this, even if the other two are way better. So we got a light bulb that goes here, I guess. Light bulbs are getting reused several times. Throughout this game. Snakes were reused a few times too. Fruit in the blender. And then this blender, turn it on to make red juice to mix with that, which I'm still not sure why I did any of that. There might have been some storyline, like, as I've stopped reading all of these pop-up text boxes long time ago. Like, that was not in the cards as far as being something interesting to do. There's 2 more things to click on, really? Sure feel like I've been all over the place. The orphan screwdriver, let's see if that works with that. Yes, it does. And then we can do that. And then we can see if we can turn this on. And maybe look at it. Break at 25 hertz. Okay. So how do we get the microphone to do 25 hertz? Let's see, we've got a microphone. How can we specifically make such a low frequency of 25 hertz? And will that break the glass? Okay, I guess maybe this is some kind of modifier. So that happened, and now supposedly there's 2 other things to click on. We broke a glass, and then the glass was a key, and in that key, I guess we open this. Nope. Well, where's the other thing to click on? This is not a great scene, just in the fact that most of the things we've clicked on are staying on one half of the screen. There's at least a quarter of the screen here that has had nothing happen at all. And there's a lot of things that don't seem like they matter, which kind of is typical for hidden object games to have scenes with a lot of stuff that doesn't matter. It's just a little strange. How do I pick it up without cutting myself? Well, I suppose if there was some gloves. Oh, here's a towel. So now we have a key without the glass.
This could come in handy. Maybe I'll just borrow it for a little while.
Hey Boyd, I know you're behind the scheduling and updating the electrical systems, but I really need you to retrofit some of the audio tours to the ones at the dock are acting up again. Just plug this audio only adapter into your digital decryptor and you should be golden. I have to go on vacation next week to see the in-laws. At least you'll be having more fun than me, Nick. So now we've got this adapter so we can do more decryption mini games, which is absolutely not what I want.
Hey! That cat just shredded this music.
Who cares? Like, the cat's just this total red herring. We're just trying to find everything. Here we go. Take the matches, burn the music. For all I care. We do have some musical notes that we're supposed to play on the piano, but I'm not sure if we're to that point yet. And again, we're on the other side of this scene. So somebody probably only got paid for drawing one scene and then they blew it up and split it into two. Even at that, it seems like a lot of budget was wasted on programming and adding unnecessary features, adding voice acting, adding 3D models of characters. This 3D models in a game like this are probably a byproduct of the very early days of PC games, where if a game didn't have 3D models in it, it was considered lower tier and not good enough. Finally, we found another audio diary. It seems ridiculous. There's only 2 in the game. It feels like. Let's see. We can't click on it and listen to it now. So we'd have to come over this way. And I think we're gonna get the special ending, even if we mess up some other mini games.
Recorded by Z.B. Collingwood on December 13th, 1936. The day the scales fell from my eyes. I saw the first rough cut of my masterpiece and was immediately struck by 2 things. Lois Manson is one of the most beautiful women ever created, and she is a perfectly dreadful actress. I believe that with judicious editing, Pharaoh can and will be saved, but oh, how blind I've been. I must think of a way to spare poor Lois the humiliation that surely awaits her, to see that she is remembered for something, anything other than her utter lack of talent.
So now it seems like it's a conspiracy of almost compassion to kill her. There's still one more minigame, and I hope it's not something like a fighting minigame or something. Back to the game. So yeah, like I was talking, paying people to record audio things that could have just been written down diary journal entries. And meanwhile, there's just no firm foundation in this game for a item for actual good gameplay. So we tape up this, we put that there. That looks right. What is this? Looks like something's missing. We have a deer head, a fountain. There's one more item. Maybe this seat cushion goes there. So you're just moving things. You move the seat cushion to find a penny, to put a penny in the fountain, so that we can turn it on or look at the fountain, because those are really the two options. Honestly, having these separate is kind of bad layout. Maybe it makes it easier not to misclick, but you look and interact with things way more than you use the flashlight or lockpick, and we haven't even lockpicked in a very long time. So there's a hex wrench in there. So now we use that with that.
Hey, now I can try out those musical notes I decoded from the Egyptian cobra.
So even Nancy Drew can't pronounce it right. So the fourth minigame might actually just be this. And so we're going to have to click on every single thing. So it's not these two. It's kind of got to be these two. So this should be D, E, and then C, D. I guess it's just no half notes are being used at all. D, and there's no timing mechanism, so this is pretty easy. F, and then A. And did I do something wrong? Let's try this again. D, E, E. I guess we'll come over here and try C. C can't be done, so it's got to be the lower C. C. And then D. And then E, F. And then G, A. It worked that time. Clearly, I'm not a piano player. But apparently Nancy Drew is, or this is a mechanical player piano that just played the music by itself.
Pretty. Wonder if that song has a name. Here we go. The Nile Princess. Where have I heard that name before?
So by playing those notes, we got the piano to play the song that was already there, so we could have just looked at the name of the song at any point if that was supposed to be a hint. Well, here's the real game. This is the most video game part of the whole game, is just, can you match? And if they were just gonna sell me on a match game, I wouldn't pay a lot for something like this, but I would pay probably more for a game that sold itself as a match game than I would for the rest of this Nancy Drew experience. Like, the story is not good enough to keep people's interest. And I'm not moving fast enough. Let's see. That one and that one. I got 4 seconds, so if I can get really lucky with the 250, that would be nice. 100. There you go. 5,215 points earned from the bonus minigame, which that seems really, really high when your chapter score was 2,400 points and you're a piano prodigy. Prodigy got you 3,000 bonus points. So at least these numbers teach us something. For playing the chapter alone, we got 2,400 points. And then we got the bonus. And then we got an additional 5,215 because these two adding up don't make sense. If this 5,000 points was part of the chapter score, then clearly I should have a higher chapter score. And the only reason why we aren't done with Super Sleuthing, we're going to get and at detective ranking and unlocking the special ending, is simply because the game doesn't want you to be to that point yet. And you certainly could have phrased it that at the end of certain points you'll be promoted if you play well enough, and frankly you don't have to play that well at all. I would be hard pressed to see anybody not get the special ending. And we're back to this scene, and we'll look at this flyer.
It looks like the Dead at the Wheel attraction uses a car and a fake crash wall along with a detective statue. I guess there was more to that statue than I thought.
Okay. So, what else am I supposed to be clicking on? Oh. The wall is supposed to break there. So now we can maybe find a panel or something. Instructions for resetting the attraction. Alright. I can barely read this at all. Fake wall, locks, pawn shop, death, path of car. To reset crash wall, replace breakaway boards from back side and or through docks.
That fake wall is sturdier than I expected. Looks like I'll have to activate this Dead at the Wheel attraction somehow.
So we're gonna actually get in the car. So they're trying to have an action sequence. The movie of Nancy Drew had slight focus on her driving a car too. So I wonder if Nancy Drew's stories just always have it kind of a car fandom.
The car is part of this attraction, but it looks like it's broken.
So, I mean, I could simply just be misreading it. There were also friends of Nancy Drew in that movie that I saw, and I'm not sure any of that had much of anything to do with any of the books. There's one item on this screen, and if you just kind of spastically put the cursor over things while you try to look, you'll probably eventually find it. It's really not much of an attraction. Get in this car and go for a ride, and then maybe the attraction people don't tell you you're going to crash into a wall, so they surprise you. It's right next to it. So am I supposed to lockpick it, I guess? So we're back to the lockpicking minigame, and things seem like they are even more difficult now. Oh no, I screwed up. Let's try some things. I need a blue and I don't have a blue. I'm gonna lose just because the game refuses to give me a blue. That knocks it back down. Did I build anything that would have been anywhere even close? No. I'm screwed. And I don't like this minigame. This was the worst one. And that's probably why we didn't get back to it at any point. Let's see. Red, blue. If there was something I could move. Try again. See, that works. If I continue down some sort of path like that, maybe that will work. I have no clue what to do there, so there might be some kind of system that this would make more sense with. And even the game itself knows this is not a good experience. Because if this was a good experience, they wouldn't have such low requirements as making 4 or 5 matches for the entire thing. Just keep playing. Yellow, I guess, can go here, but until I have a blue. Alright, now we have a red, and then all kinds of blues. Just move fast. That's all I can do. All I can do is, like, I'm about to lose again. No, this is ridiculous. Rage quit inducing. And I suppose the idea is just keep going and move as fast as possible and try and match something somewhere that might work. That wasn't helpful. We'll put one there, and we'll put one here, and we'll do that, and let's see, we're kind of close to that there, and put one there, match some mixes, mix and match some things, and put some things on top. Just putting random items in places.
All right.
So obviously the game knows this sucks, and the fact that they knew it sucked and they still put it out there says something. It's a low quality, a low effort design. The company that makes this is called Her Interactive, and as far as Steam is concerned, they only make Nancy Drew games. So they might be owned by the person who owns Nancy Drew wholeheartedly, and they probably would have done better to license it out, because if you were to get some of the Ubisofts or Square Enix or some of the companies that don't do the best jobs ever to license out a Nancy Drew game, they still would have do better than what this is. Maybe at the time, however, people weren't really interested in Nancy Drew, and frankly, even now, people might not be too interested in Nancy Drew. But if they had just given it to Humongous Entertainment, if they were still around, who are known for making their own thing, or if they had given the Nancy Drew license to Telltale Games, Telltale would certainly have loved for a Nancy Drew license instead of trying to make some games based on comic books like Bone that are lesser known. Anyways, that was a rather frustrating 30 minutes of running into not one but two very, very frustrating, way too difficult for a kid's game, way too difficult for even a adult to play mini games. Just difficult because not programmed well. There's no room for mistakes. There's high demands on your actions per minute, your reaction time, and frankly, it's that lockpicking game was just not fair. One mistake would have did me in. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.